Late fashion icon Karl Lagerfeld earned himself a special place on the red carpet, designing clothes for a hand-picked group of actresses and displaying his knack for melding the modern with the classic. Now, as the head of Chanel since 1983 and a collaborator at Fendi since 1965, he took part in this movement, but on his own terms. Now, the superstar designer died at the age of 85, and his fashion label Chanel confirmed on Tuesday. Now, South African designer JJ Schoeman joins me now this morning as we pay tribute, known to many as the kaiser of the industry. JJ, very good morning to you and welcome.
Thank you so much. It's lovely to be here.
So when someone mentions the name Karl Lagerfeld, what comes to mind?
Well, the iconic designer of all times, that's him. Besides him being a character of himself, to me, he'll always be the designer that changed the name, the spelling of his name, because it was more commercial. He was Karl Lagerfeld with a DT, and he dropped the T. So that's a whole new attitude, how to be.
Right. You know, JJ, only a few can attest to have met this fashion icon, yet he had so much influence to so many people all over the world. So what kind of influence did he have on you?
Well, Karl is actually my inspiration, tell you or not. I go back to my youth, 1978. I was reading an article in the newspaper. I was 14 at the time. I was thinking which direction to go in, you know, as all kids go through. And there was an article about a competition, and it was a fashion competition, and then I read that there were two winners. One in a dress category, it happened to be Yves Saint Laurent, and the other one for a coat. And that was Karl Lagerfeld, so I learned the first time about him there. And that said to me, I think this is exactly what I want to do.
Yeah. Right.
Started all day.
And here you are today.
Yeah.
You know, JJ, establishing a target market is very, very important for a fashion designer.
Yes.
You know that very well.
Yeah.
And, you know, even Karl Lagerfeld himself, he knew very well what his clients, like the wealthier clients and the elite clients, wanted to wear.
The thing is, he had a specific a vision, and also it's a way of being, an attitude. You know, he always said that it's an inspiration, it's in his head. He sees things when he sleeps. So, and he also liked to have fun.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You know, Chanel rarely created a dress specifically for a red carpet ceremony, although Karl did make a few exceptions. We talk about gowns that lean on color, often black and white.
Yeah.
Can you think of any favorites of him? From him,
well, you know, it was an iconic kind of a brand. The Chanel tweed jacket, the little black dress, the quilted handbag, and all sorts. And then what Karl really was doing is to simply keep it exactly as it is, but refresh and renew and make it current. He was always the kind of person that said, it's not yesterday, but it's all about tomorrow. So the one interesting story I can tell you is when they were filming a program, and there was this pink dress that he had to design. So this producer chased him all over the world to actually sit him down and find him to do this little pink dress. And because there had to be three, one for the camera, one for the stunts, and then one in case it tears. So he just sketched a quick little thing on a serviette in a restaurant somewhere in America when he was there, and put it in his pocket, and he said, that's exactly perfect. And then so they made this dress. But there are many, many, many other dresses that, well, you know, he was just a phenomenon.
You know, he was a man of many quotes, and one quote that comes to mind is, vanity is the healthiest thing in life. What is your favorite?
Oh, my word. I have so many. I'm thinking that he used to say that I love books, I'm mad about books, I have an obsession to know everything. And then he says, I'm not a celebrity, and I don't like them a lot. I'm mere superficial. That's very funny.
Very, very funny. How do you think the French fashion house will fare without him?
No, very, very well, because, you know, he has got his 30-year apprentice, which shows you just how he managed to work Virginie Viage taking over. So it's a natural kind of phenomena because she's the obvious choice. She's been there for 30 years, and I just see a big future for it going forward.
Right.
Yeah,
JJ,
definitely.
thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your recollection of Karl Lagerfeld with us. We appreciate your time. Many thanks to South African designer JJ Schoeman for joining us this morning as we pay tribute to Karl Lagerfeld, who died at the age of 85, reigned imperially over the fashion world.